Alright, so we're going to start here first off by measuring out 18 grams specifically of the coffee beans. And the reason we're kind of measuring it out, right, is to kind of keep from having too much coffee when we go to extract that espresso shot. So we want 18 grams specifically. So I'm measuring it out here, and perfect. So now give it a little spritz of water just to kind of keep the friction down while the beans actually grind. It's a nice little tip. I'm going to put it into my hopper here, and then I'm going to basically take a little cup that I have purchased to take all the grounds, and I'm going to grind that up. And now if you look there, you see the grind setting is all the way up. So I have it just basically just to grind out that 18 grams of coffee. It's going to grind all of it. And then while I do that, put my beans back in their vacuum seal, and we're going to just kind of clean the station up a little until those are ready. All right, so now we're going to take and put the grounds into the portafilter, and you see we're just kind of tamping that out. It's over it perfectly. Now we're going to use this little shield here to help us kind of rake out the grounds. Now my stinking hand's in the way, but effectively what we're doing is just making sure there's no clumps in there, and we're pulling all the grounds so that this way we get a nice even compaction when we go to tamp it. So kind of cleaning up the grounds there, give it a couple taps. Now we're going to tamp it down, and basically just giving it force consistently, and then give it a little turn at the end, just kind of clean the grounds up. And then we're cleaning it off the top, making sure we got a nice clean surface, and we'll put the screen on top. Then from here, go ahead and kind of set up for the actual pull. Give it a couple pumps of some brown sugar sweetener just to give it some fun flavor, and let's go ahead and pull the shot. So obviously I'm doing a double shot here. It's going to warm up, and we actually end up pulling a pretty decent shot. I like to have it extract a little differently, a little bit more actually. It starts off a little weak, but that's just new beans that I haven't fully dialed in yet. Dialing in beans is a whole separate process that we could probably spend a lot of time on, but we'll talk about that at a different time. So just going ahead, pulled the shot. Now we're going to get ready to kind of steam the milk, but before that we're going to take that puck out. I've got a little I don't know, bin next to my machine that takes and gets rid of the puck pretty quickly. And now we're going to kind of prep for our milk steaming. So give it a couple seconds to kind of warm up here until you get a nice consistent flow of steam, because we don't want all that water in from the initial start. And then we go ahead and put that in right in the middle. See kind of how that fits right in the middle there. You want it to make that kind of sound like it's on a fighter jet almost. And then you're basically kind of making that milk catch some air. And then once it starts and kind of gets to a point where it starts to bubble up, then we're going to tilt it so it's about right in between the middle and the end of the cup here, of the mug itself. And effectively we're just trying to get a nice little whirlpool going, right? You want a nice silky milk. That will help us when we go to pour our milk into our latte. So I'm going to give this a few more seconds to go ahead and finish off, and we're just looking for, basically you'll know it's done when you can't touch the mug anymore because it's too hot. So when you see where my thumb is there, when it gets too hot for the thumb and the fingers, that's when it's time to turn it off and go ahead and pour it. Alright, so we've done that. Now, time for just the pour in. Again, I could spend a whole other video on the latte art. I'm still working on perfecting it. But to be honest, this was the best I've made to date. So I was super happy with this. It turned out really well. And we're going to see the final touch here in a second. And good luck to you.
Yeah.
The finished product.